Hi everybody, Blake1138. Just gonna give you guys an update on part 2 of my Grubee Skyhawk gt5 bike build. Also, I'll add some tips in here as you're moving along with the build of your own. So here's my bike so far. Try and get it all in there. It's a Huffy Cranbrook Cruiser. All I've done so far, I've kind of mocked up where the engine will be. Nothing is permanent. I already had my tank on, so I'm not going to be using the tank that came with the kit. Otherwise, what I've done is installed the clutch lever, the handle there, handle grip. Then I run the cable up here. I'm planning on zip tying it in place here on the bar. That comes around, move to the other side here, 1 second. And what I did, I kind of like to have my cables hidden. So I'll show you here. I drilled a hole in the frame and ran my clutch cable through and then back out here right below where the engine mounts. And then it runs up through there and into its bracket, I guess you'd say. Also, what I've done is mounted the throttle grip, and what that has is there's a pin that you drill a small hole for. I think it was an 11/64 hole. I'll include all my tools and supplies needed in the description. And you want to find a spot on the bar where you're going to be comfortable holding full throttle, so you don't want it way down here where you're cramping your wrist. Find a comfortable spot there. I did that, mounted that. It's kind of tricky. These nuts in the bottom that hold the screws, they like to fall out, so be careful of that you don't lose those. Also, I mounted the choke control here, and in my particular kit it didn't come with a nut for that, so I had to go buy a nut there. Not a big deal. Mounted that. And I'm also planning on hiding those cables. More on that later. Also, I Loctited the head bolts, put a little Loctite blue on those. I'm going to try to get by with not upgrading my studs like some have recommended until later, until they break, I guess. But got the carburetor kind of in place. Again, not permanent. My fuel Petcock, that's another one of my own. It's not what came with the kit. But if you're using the kit, it's pretty self-explanatory. It just threads into the tank. And then the provided fuel line will work for you there. Another thing I've done is put the exhaust kind of in place. It's not permanent. And that just barely got by on this particular bike. It clears the pedal by probably 1 millimeter, and also the bottom bracket just barely. But later on I'm planning on that expansion chamber exhaust, so not too worried about it. I'm trying to think what else. That should be about it for today. I'm planning on working on it more tomorrow. I'm going to get the CDI ignition wired up, so I'll show you guys how to do that. The fuel, pretty much everything but the drive chain. So hopefully I'll have a running video of it for you tomorrow, and I'll offer more help for you then. But anyways, Blake1138, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.